Now, what are some of, what are some of the other risks that are involved when we're talking about folks who are over 50, cohabiting, unmarried, right? So I'm going to touch on a few of them. The first one is living together and dying without a will. If the deceased fail to write a will or set up a living trust, this means they've died intestate, right? The state is going to distribute his or her assets according to that state's laws. Now, the laws of intestacy don't recognize a surviving unmarried partner. Common law states something different, and we're not addressing that here. But therefore, without anything in writing, they won't be legally entitled to inherit any of the deceased assets. Instead, they'll probably go to blood relatives, or heirs. So that's certainly something to consider. The other risk comes when you're failing to update in life insurance policies and other beneficiary designations. If an unmarried partner owns assets like, say, a retirement account, 401k, or another employer-sponsored, say, group life insurance policy, and they died, the other partner won't legally be entitled to those assets unless he or she was identified as a beneficiary. Otherwise, the assets are going to go to the deceased's estate, which will eventually go to relatives if they're blood relatives if they're alive. Again, according to that's a state's particular intestacy rules, right? And the last risk involved in cohabiting, over 50, unmarried, is the loss of continued support once the relationship ends. That's certainly a risk. When two people choose to cohabitate, they have no obligation to support each other financially unless they have some sort of agreement stating otherwise, preferably a written agreement, but some sort of agreement stating otherwise. Now, by contrast, in a marriage, one spouse may be entitled to alimony and other support after a divorce. So again, this is not a statement of what lifestyle, what life choices are better than the other. This is purely from an estate planning standpoint, sharing what the risks are. Now, regardless of how formal or informal you want your cohabiting relationship to be, communication is key. No one wants to be blindsided. You want to make sure you communicate with your partner, and more importantly, put things in writing. In this episode, I talked about several tools to protect both you and your partner. It's important to be honest with him or her, as well as the attorney you hire, hopefully, to handle your estate plan. You want to live life on your terms. I get it. But be knowledgeable about the laws in your state and connect with a trusted estate planning attorney who can help you navigate through your 50s and beyond. I've got free resources to help you get started. Visit my website at elsawsmithlaw.com. Go to the resources tab and select which resources meet your needs right now. Then don't just sit there, do something. I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Women Winning Wednesdays. I'm Elsa W. Smith, your Maryland estate planning attorney, empowering women through estate planning. I'll see you in my next episode. Take care, everybody.